Hey, my YouTube family. Just wanted to come to you for a little short discussion tonight. Wanted to ask a question. Have you grown? Now, let's take a few seconds to think about the question that I just asked. Is have you grown? Well, I'm not talking about have you grown any seeds or any vegetables, but that's not the only way to grow. What I am talking about is have you grown in knowledge? Have you grown in skills? Have you learned some of the things that you have been listening to on YouTube? There's a Black Tropical Homestead. There's Lion Crest. There's Andale. There's Sunday Backyard. There's Miss Dorsha. And there's Lead Farmer 73. And there are so many more. There's Granny Karma. But what I'm trying to get to, the question I'm trying to find out is have you grown? In other words, have you learned anything from those particular people? The thing that you have to understand and realize, in order to grow, you have to learn. And if you grew a tomato plant and it didn't make it, then you have learned. So you have grown. You have learned not to do that again, whatever you did to cause it to die. You have learned a new way to plant or to harvest or to treat stuff. Now, the thing of it is everybody can't grow the same thing. You cannot grow the same bananas or pineapples or whatever because a lot of us are not in the same zones. You know, that's why I say whenever I am doing one of my videos, I always tell you to do your research. Now, my grandparents back years ago, I know I might be the grandfather in the bunch of us, but my grandparents back years ago, they did a lot of bartering. What they would do is they would take a dozen eggs or 2 dozen eggs and take it to the local store and trade it and barter for something else. Now, bartering is still possible, but it costs a whole lot more now to barter with anybody because the price of everything have gone up. And I'm hoping that you have grown to find out and realize that you must grow to grow your own. There's a way that you can grow and produce some of the stuff that you want. I'm still harvesting okra now, which I know I won't be able to harvest in another couple of weeks, but I have shared and blessed somebody with a lot of those vegetables. A lot of the tomatoes that we had, I've shared and blessed those with other people. With the pears, with the produce, with the fruit, period, I've shared with other people because I know somewhere there will be a blessing for me. When Fran and myself decided to do this YouTube thing, it was, like I said, just a hobby. And it's still a hobby. But there was a young lady that I considered to be like my daughter. And she passed away here in July. Young lady, only in her 40s. But she the one that helped me get my YouTube station channel started. And her name was Teresa Stokely. I'll never forget her. But I listened to Miss Dorsha last night as to how to grieve a lost member in your family. I don't think that you can ever get over them. You're going to grieve, I guess, as long as you live. It'll be somewhere in the back of your mind, somewhere in your heart. But you got to learn to take care of yourself because sickness will come. It definitely will come. But you got to learn to take care of yourself. You got to prep. You got to be prepared. It's just like Lead Farmer tried to do in his prepping channel. Homestead Hearts. He tried to prep, show you how to prep. And people, we got to prepare. We got to be ready. Triple threat. She also talks about it. It's preparing is what's going to see you through. You know, times are hard. Things are getting difficult. And every day you walk in these streets, you can look around and see things happening. But I'm not here to lecture anybody. I just want to know, have you grown? And with that being said, I'm going to share my videos that I just did in my yard. I do small plots. Like I said, I've got plenty of property. That's not the problem. But the problem is why plant more than you can really handle? Because now you plant an acre or half an acre of property with vegetables and fruits. That means that you got a lot of work to do. And you got more than just 4 or 5 hours that you got to be out there. So the little spots that I plant is enough to take care of me, Fran, and my kids, and a lot of other people. And believe me, I do share it. And what I'm saying, people, you don't have to have a quarter acre, half an acre, or an acre. Use what you got. Just use what you got. That little 4x4 spot that I plant my okra in, I planted real tight, real close. It's taller than I am now, but it have really bared its share of okra. And now, people, I'm going to show you what I have harvested out of that little spot. Thank you. And that's Bam-It with Arthur Butler. Go to my YouTube channel, like, subscribe, and even share my video. Thank you so very much for watching. Thank you for those that have subscribed. And I eventually will go live. Thank you so much. Hey, YouTube fam. This is Bam-It. What I'm getting ready to do is take you on a little short tour. I showed you this little 4x4 space with my okra in it back some time ago. And I'm getting ready to harvest the rest of it. And I don't know, probably what I'll do to most of this is give it to our neighbors or friends or something like that, because Fran have did what she gonna do with the majority of the okra. And I plan to fry as much as I can, but I can't eat it all at one time because all that fried food is not good for you. But anyway, I just want to show you, I'm getting ready to harvest one more time. And then maybe I can get some around September, mid-September or something. But you see the bees are pollinating. I don't know if that's a big queen bee right there or what, but it's a big pretty thing. So remember, people, I was telling you about the collops and the cabbage that I was using that chicken salad on? Well, that's them. And I put them out. I've got a little small spot here. I don't do large spots. I leave that up to Fran because she's got a little bit more energy than I got. But I don't do composting. I don't have a compost spot in particular. I just put my eggshells and old vegetables right into the garden. It seems like to me that it benefits whatever you put in there. I'm going to take you on a little short walk. I still got plenty of pears in the tree here. Got plenty of them in the tree left. I've picked some for people, and I've invited other people to get some of them. But you know how that goes. But then I wanted to show my friend Sheriff from Black Tropical Homestead my elephant ears here. I don't know if you can see both of us together, and the elephant ears are just as tall as I am. But I put those out about 4 or 5 years ago. Last year they actually bloomed. Surprised me, but this year I haven't seen a bloom. I don't know, maybe it's just every so often that they bloom. But over here I've got sweet potatoes. I'm gonna harvest those sometime this week, today or tomorrow. I got Irish potatoes, red potatoes that I'm gonna harvest. I'm not gonna just film all this harvesting and picking and cutting, but as I get it up and prepared, I'll be glad to show it to you. We're gonna walk down here a little piece. I've got some figs that's still coming out. They're producing quite a bit this year. I've got some small ones here that have popped out. Maybe you can see it right there. But I don't know if I can get to harvest it or not. And because this might be the last time that I get to do any of that kind of harvesting, because the weather might, as I said, might turn a little bit colder a little bit later on. Now, these are the muscadines. I'm going to pick those. I think I might as well just go ahead and sample one while I'm at it. Oh yeah, mighty tasty, mighty sweet. So I'm going to go ahead and pick all those. And then I'll show you what I harvest after I pick them. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you can see those grapes right there, but I still got grapes that I'm gonna pick. I've got people wanting these already. A lot of my friends, I'll give them to them. A lot of my old friends, I'll pick them and take them to them. But anyway, people, get out and do something good for yourself. And while you're at it, bless somebody else. And that's your boy Bamit, with Fran as his sidekick. Okay, YouTube fam, this is Bamit. I was telling you about the okra the other day that I planted in front of my AC unit to get the water, the condensation off of it. Well, this is one of the things I heard Larry Farmer talking about, with the condensation that came from the AC unit. So I decided to plant some okra here, and it's doing really good. So I'm gonna harvest a little of this okra today, and then I'm gonna get on the muscadines and pick as many of those as I can. And I got some grapes up in there, so I'm gonna pick some of those. I'm gonna try to get as many as I can out of here today, because I told one of my relatives that they could have some, and then I know when they come, they're gonna clean the bush. So I'm gonna try to harvest a few. I'm not gonna show you me harvesting them, but I will show you the end results. Just stick around, be blessed. Thank you. Well, fam, I'm not gonna just take up all your time showing me harvesting muscadines, because I'm gonna give a lot of these away. I'm gonna let my relatives come and pick what they want. But I have already harvested a little bit of muscadines and some okra, a little okra here, but I've got some muscadines already harvested. So I'm gonna walk up here to my little 4x4 patch and get the rest of that okra, because it's about 7 feet tall now, and it steady grows. What I do is I just cut lower limbs, just chop them off as it grows, and then it seems to put out and bear better. So just hold on and walk with me just a little bit, and I'll be right back to you. YouTube fam, this is a really tight spot here, and to be honest with you, it is like Fran said, it's about a 5x5, but it's real thick, heavy populated. I plant this spot every year. Not necessarily any reason why, but I always plant this spot. And I use that chicken salad, that chicken menu, like they did years ago. Didn't have that fertilizer. They had, the only fertilizer they had was that cow menu and that chicken menu. But anyway, this little spot here, I just harvested again, and I'm gonna show you what I yield. I see some more that I missed in there, but I'm gonna get in there and cut the rest of it out. But if you see what I'm talking about, how high it is and tall over me, and it's real tight and crowded, but it works. So we have harvested this thing maybe, I don't know, 7 or 8 times. We've given away a lot of it. Fran have dried a lot of it up, made soup, or whatever she call that stuff. But anywho, we're going to get back at you a little bit later on. Be blessed. Okay, people. This is my yield for today. I've got muscadines in there and grapes. Got a couple ripe tomatoes. Still getting those here. Won't be long though, they'll be disappearing. But that little spot, like I told you, have been good to the bandit and his loved ones. So just to go to show you don't need no great big yard to get out and grow something. You just need to be willing to give a little time and spend a little time at it. And everybody can't grow the same thing. So that's why I always say whenever I'm on, I always say do your own research. And that'll be Bammit with his sidekick Fran. Thank you for watching.